Hello and welcome to this week's very exciting episode of your Power Packed Podlets. My name is Rachel, and I'm your host for these mini magical journeys and insightful journeys together. This week, we're talking about a fascinating subject, which is quantum leaping. Now, there are multiple ways you can quantum leap, and we're going to talk about this like in scientific terms, like what does it actually mean to quantum leap? How can you prepare yourself so that quantum leaping becomes your normal? And what happens if you quantum leap without preparing? Like what to do afterwards, because it can feel really overwhelming. So first off, what is a quantum leap? And we're going to be talking about this in terms of business. And you can translate this to any arena of your life. So I'm going to describe a quantum leap first in terms of fitness. So you can see it through this lens first. I'd like you to envision a friend of yours. She's been struggling with yo-yo dieting all of her life and has had quite a challenging relationship. She hates exercise because at school there were lots of bullies and exercise was all about being the popular ones. And then food as well has been a challenge because she's tended to emotionally eat. And she's gone on diets because she felt she had to, rather than actually wanting to. And so it's always felt forced. And you've not seen her for a while, and then you meet up, and she looks completely different. Like she's in shape, she's vibrant, she's like glowing from within because she has a level of confidence you've never seen in her before. And like, what's happened? And what you've just seen is her go through a quantum leap when it comes to her relationship with fitness, food, herself, and her body. And what's happened is a shift in how she approaches it. So it's not a struggle anymore. She's not repeating the same patterns and cycles of what she used to do. It's suddenly different. She feels good about it. She's not pushing against it. And she's actually having a lot of fun. So this is what a quantum leap in fitness can look like, or in a relationship with food, or in eliminating body dysmorphia, for example. So you can also have these quantum leaps in business. You've maybe had it happen to you, or you've seen other people. They open the doors of their business and it looks like an overnight success. They've literally just started. Maybe they've never even set up a business before, and they've just got an influx of people coming through, and you're like, how are they doing it? Now, let's break down quantum leaps because there are two types. There's the one that has the preparation. So when the person quantum leaps, it just makes total logical sense and it feels safe to hold it. But what is a quantum leap really? It's when you get a result in your life, or you're living an experience, or you're feeling a certain way that has never been normal for you before. So in your business, it could be a huge leap in impact. Yeah, you're able to help people in ways you never have before. It could be a huge leap in income. It could be that you used to work 40-hour weeks, now you're working 10-hour weeks and you're making double what you used to. That could be a quantum leap. Now, there are ways to prepare yourself for that to be your normal. For some people, it happens without preparation. And I'm going to give you this example of what that experience is like so you can actually begin preparing yourself for quantum leaps being a part of your normal everyday reality. I'd like you to envision you set up a business. Even if you have business experience, let's say you have no business experience, you don't know any strategy, you don't know how to set up systems or work with teams or invest in people to do your social media, you've like never had an Instagram before, and you've never held more than a few clients before. And then you open the doors of your business and suddenly you're an overnight success. You have hundreds of people signing up, like buying your products or signing up to your services or wanting to work with you. So many, you've got all of this money coming through. People are recommending you. You finish 1 month and then all of a sudden an influx of new people. I mean, that sounds like a dream. And what's it going to feel like if you don't know what you're doing? Let's say you have no idea strategy-wise how to run the business. Let's say you have no idea of the systems. You've never invested in people to help you before, so you don't even know what to look for when it comes to investing. You don't even know what to look for when it comes to contracts to sign with people who are helping you in your business. Like, everything is new. You don't have the leadership to hold the people, the nervous system regulation to not have like a stress roller coaster. How long do you think you're going to manage that success? What's it going to feel like holding it? Now I want you to take a breath and ask yourself, based on where you are now and the quantum leap you want to call in, if that were to happen to you, you were to wake up tomorrow morning and to have everything you're calling in, what would be the things you would need to do for that to feel safe and normal to hold and for it to be sustainable over a long period of time? And the reason I ask you this question is there are people who are an overnight success because it's part of their blueprint that they're meant to learn through lessons of fire. It shows you what's required for you to be doing now for quantum leaps to be normal. Because 2025 for me was a whole year of quantum leaping, where the type of impact that I was having, the quality of people coming through, the number of sign-ups, the cash flow, the sales, it was above anything I'd ever experienced before, month after month after month. And from the outside, it could have looked like quantum leaping. From the outside, it looked like I launched a new product, a new membership system, and it was an overnight success. But it wasn't. I'd actually set myself up for that quantum leap. There'd been preparation work for that to be possible. Because I'd asked myself that question, if I were to wake up tomorrow with that level of success, what would I need to learn and become and understand for it to be safe to hold and logical? And then I spent about 2 years applying myself with all of those things. I didn't wait until my business required me to understand contracts to begin being in the spaces where those conversations were being had. I didn't wait for the moment that I needed to understand how to hire a team, how to launch a sales funnel. I was in the environments where those conversations were being had on a regular basis, where the other women around me were setting up, not necessarily the same business, some of them in real estate. But I was consistently in conversations, hearing what they were doing, what they were thinking about, what they were navigating. Whilst I was being supported, I was observing them being supported. And I was hearing what they were bringing to the table and learning not just through what my current experience was. I was learning through what the experience of other people were based on where they were at in those moments. And so I spent several years, yes, applying strategy, yes, putting myself out there, a lot of trial and error, something's working, something's not. And on the surface level, it looked like mediocre results. But underneath the surface, I was preparing myself for what happened in 2025 with a level of leadership, with boundaries, with personal regulation, like self-regulation, not having a nervous system response to negative feedback, negative comments online, anything that you might have a nervous system response to, actually cleaning that up so it felt safe to hold greater levels of responsibility, clearing up my patterns around responsibility and failure, but also learning in depth from many different angles what the whole ecosystem of business looks like. Because this is a mistake I see a lot of people making, is investing in learning one thing, taking a 3-month course, applying what they're learning in that course, and then expecting that to mean that they're going to have overnight long-term success with a sustainable business that keeps working again and again and again, without actually understanding what business truly is, what it is to have a healthy ecosystem. Each part of the ecosystem, think of it like organs in the body. Each organ has a different function. When you understand the function of each organ, when the business isn't running as smoothly as you want, or you want to take it to another level, when you understand the whole body of your business, you can see immediately what wants your attention. And then you know what to pass on to an expert. You know who to call up. You know what course to take. You know what investment to make because you understand your business. So before my quantum leap, this is what I invested, not just money and time in, passion, desire, just a desire to understand, not just on a surface level, to be able to get it within myself. So here's another question for you. When people study business at university, how many years are they studying before they can leave and either coach people on business or set up their own? How many things are they learning? Now, can you understand how it doesn't make logical sense to think that we can take like a 12-week course or an 8-week course that costs €200 and that's going to teach us everything we need to know to be consistently successful over the long run? Business is an ever unfolding journey that presents us with so many challenges and obstacles as we're applying the things. And it is really as you're out there, putting yourself out there, that you're presented with the types of questions to ask. You're then shown where the holes in your strategy are, where the net of your business wants tightening. So with a quantum leap, rather than trying to rush to the result before you're ready to hold it, before it feels safe and makes logical sense, what does it look like to give yourself space and time to set yourself up? To give yourself space and time to actually ask questions that are really important, like what's the lifestyle you desire? What's the time freedom you want? And what does it look like to actually set up a business that allows you that, rather than just to guess and create something and then find that you don't actually have the mental or time space that you want, and now you're locked into a business model that isn't actually the right one for you. Rather than rushing towards the thing that you desire, what does it look like to give yourself space to become the version of you for whom it makes logical sense to have it? And then assume that vision that you have, assume it gets to be yours. Keep holding that vision in your mind and asking yourself, what is the gap between who you are today and who you want to be for that reality to make logical sense as being yours? So here's one last concept. When you are launching a product or service, don't make something you want and then try to sell it. Look outside of yourself and find out what people need and then cater to that. Because that's exactly what I've done with the school. I've seen all of the obstacles that you as a business owner go through between where you are and where you want to be. I see all of the loopholes you fall through, all of the times you go into anxiety, overwhelm, doubt, you're applying a strategy and it doesn't work. I've been watching. And I've created the school in a way that supports you through all of it, not just for a short period of time as you are learning a strategy, over an extended period of time as you are learning, becoming, applying, and understanding. So this is like a university for adults where you are actually building your business in real time and you've got the support there to help you as you go. Now, if that sounds like the type of thing that you prefer, you get to learn the strategy, you get to have the personalized support, you get to do the self-regulation work, then the school is going to feel like home. This is non-circumstantial, long-term coaching support, guidance, and strategy for a minimum of 12 months. I'm going to share the link to the brochure and to the membership so you can check those out. You can sign up directly or you can reach out with any questions you might have. Now, I look forward to hearing how this podlet landed for you. look forward to hearing how the take on quantum leaps, how it landed for you this time. And I will connect with you next week in the next episode of your Power Packed Podlets.